Today I'm going to be setting up the Kuiu Mountain Star 2-person tent. So if you follow along with me, you'll be able to see me put it up and see how long it takes. Actually, I won't make you sit through that. I'm gonna put it on a time lapse, so this will give you a rough idea of how long it takes. All right, guys and gals, let's go and get this set up. What's up, guys and gals? This is Chris with Ignited by Nature, and this is my review of the Kuiu Mountain Star 2-person tent. All right, so you have these carbon fiber poles here to help with weight. They're super lightweight. You also have this Velcro here, and you can use this stay to actually push out the tent for ventilation to help with condensation and all that stuff. So you need 6 tent stakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you need 6 to actually hold down the tent, and then the additional 4 for these guy outs. Here's the 2 other guy outs, and then see, this is what it looks like if you don't have that popped out. But if you want to pop it out, you just unvelcro this, and then that carbon fiber stay comes out and has a little Velcro tab right there, and then you just take that, and there's a little piece of Velcro right there, and it holds it in. And then you got some more ventilation. And then, since it's a 2-person tent, you unvelcro this, and then unvelcro that. And then, if you want, this is to keep everything together and to keep it more solid in the wind. So I'm gonna unclip that. Sorry, my hands are freezing. As you can see, you got a very nice, spacious vestibule right there, and you can actually fold this up. Oh, it's so cold. And I got a little cord here, and you can lock that through this loop right there. See that loop? Take this loop right there, and then run it through that loop. Then when you run it through the loop, it's going to look like that, and you just pull tight, cinch it, and you're just going to Push that little lock down. With that, you'll be able to lock out the rainfly, and that will give you access to this vestibule. And then the zippers are super nice, work really easily. You can do the same thing here. They got another little rope and loop so you can wrap this out, and gives you easy access. As you can see, I have everything set up in the tent. And if we want to zip that up, just come over here, come all the way around. That's zipped up. I was able to do that one-handed, and it's zipped back up. And then if we want to, we can loosen this rope, pull it out, and you're going to just take that plastic locking piece and pull it through the D-loop, loosen it up, and then just come out, Velcro that back in, and then you're solid. So walking around to the front of the tent, so we got another vestibule here. Unzip that. The sun hit this side, so it's a lot nicer to roll up. You want to roll everything nice and tight. And then in this vestibule, I got my Christensen Arms Ridgeline 300 PRC titanium. So yeah, I got my Z-pad in here, my black diamond carbon fiber poles, and my rifle once again. And then to access the tent, you can pull down. You can do this with one hand again. Go ahead and roll this up right here, nice and tight. And once you have it rolled up, you're going to grab that rope with the little plastic button, and you're just going to cinch it down like so. Then you have access into the tent. You can walk in and out. When it's cold like this, you don't really have to worry about bugs. So this is my Nemo 0 Degree Sonic. Love this bag. Love Nemo equipment. Lifetime warranty on it. This thing just kept me nice and toasty. Really like it. And this is kind of how I have my tent set up. United by Nature hat. We got a Peak Design carbon fiber tripod. And I put a Really Right Stuff tripod head on there. Got my Swarovski NL Piers 8x42s and the Swarovski bino holder. Got my Swarovski BTX right here. Yes, it does fit in the K4 pack. It's pretty awesome. Got some food. Each side of this tent has a storage pocket. So I got food here, food there. I got all my tent gear and my stove here. And then here I got all the excess tent gear, Garmin InReach foam. This is my Sea to Summit pillow. It's a Eros large pillow. Yeah, it's the Eros premium large pillow. Folds up into this little tiny bag. Really like that. Super light. And then I'm rocking the Thermarest Neotherm Xtherm NXT. It's a R7.3, so keeps me plenty warm. I was super toasty in this tent. Got the new K4 5000 pack system, the Molly webbing. I've got the Nalgene holder. This is a 48 ounce Nalgene, so you can see it fits really well in there. The K4 lid, which I really like. It's a lot bigger than the K3, which some people don't like that. I like it. There's just not enough room in the K3 lid, and I feel like this is perfect size. And yeah, loving the K4 so far. As you can see, I've been getting some use out of it. You can access the ventilation from the inside with these zippers. There's one on each side. And then this line that I have my hat hanging on, there's actually a extension you can add, and this will give you another shelf up here. So yeah, and then I got plenty of room on each side. I got about 4 inches of gap there, and about another 4 inches of gap there. If I used the 4 other guy outs, it'd give me more room too. I just didn't feel the need for them. It wasn't super windy. Yeah, this advertises a 2-person tent, and I definitely think you can fit 2 people in here, but it's more comfortable with just one. And you can have all your gear inside here, and you have plenty of access with the 2 vestibules to put your rifle and keep that, you know, free of ice or rain or anything like that, and store anything outside of the tent that you don't want stored inside the tent. I really like that. I'm about 5'11", 3/4, almost 6 foot, and I got plenty of headroom sitting up. So as you can see, not even touching the top of the tent, so plenty of space to move around. Yeah, once again, just show you pocket there with food, pocket there with food, pocket to hold all my other gear, and then got all my tent material and pillow and all the cases and phone and everything right there. So as you can see, it fits a lot of stuff in here. It's just a really nice light package for a cold season tent. It weighs just above 3 pounds with everything, and if you get the footprint, I think the footprint's like 6 ounces, and then if you want to add the extra shelf, that adds a little bit more weight. And I believe there's even a add-on for a stove, but I could be wrong. And I'll put all the info in the description, so definitely check out the description. Damn, it's cold. All right, so now that we went over the review of the Kuiu Mountain Star 2-person tent, we're gonna go ahead and take the tent apart, and stay tuned for that. Thanks, guys and gals. All right, so there you have it. There's the in the field portion of this review. So now that we've gone over the tent and I showed you the inside and all that good stuff, we're gonna go ahead and weigh everything out. So stay tuned. We'll do that right now. All right, y'all, back at the house, and I'm here today to weigh this Kuiu Mountain Star 2-person tent. And I'm gonna give you the actual weight of just the tent, and then the weight with the tent, the stakes, the poles, and all the extra material. So we're gonna check that weight to make sure that the tent's not heavier than what they have listed on the website. So we'll do that right now. If I weigh just the tent on here, the tent weighs 2 pounds, 3 ounces. And that would be the rainfly and the bathtub, the mesh bathtub. Now, if we add the stakes and poles and extra tent material, the full package is going to weigh 3 pounds, 6 ounces. That's actually 1 ounce lighter than what Kuiu listed. That's awesome. Sometimes you buy stuff and it's heavier than what it's advertised. In this case, it's 1 ounce lighter, which isn't a huge deal, but every ounce counts when you're backpacking, and I think that's awesome. Now, with this tent, I didn't buy the footprint or the gear loft, but if you were to add the footprint and the gear loft, it adds an additional 6 ounces. So the footprint would be 5.7 ounces, and then the gear loft would be 0.3 ounces. So not a lot of weight. I might actually add that because I'm not really too worried about weight, especially in late season. My pack's always going to be, 55 to 60 pounds with rifle and everything else. Let's talk about what colors it comes in. It does come in a camel and gunmetal color, or what I have, the orange and gunmetal color. And this tent normally costs $4.99 on their website if you get the carbon fiber tent poles and stays. If you go the aluminum route, you're going to save 20 bucks, but I'd personally go with the carbon fiber. That's just my personal opinion. You can do whatever you want, but you probably save a little bit of weight on that. If you wanted to buy the additional accessories, the 2-person gear loft, like I said, is $19, and then it looks like the footprint is going to be $69. Super lightweight tent. You saw all the weights right there. I would highly recommend it if you're looking at a late season tent. Kuiu is an awesome brand, highly reputable. I love their gear. I kind of mix between Kuiu and First Light. Both companies make great gear, but I usually go for the sales and stuff like that. But I highly recommend those two companies. Kuiu always offers lifetime warranties on their products. Overall, I had a great experience with this tent, and I really enjoyed it out in the field. I'm definitely going to be using this tent a lot more. This tent was phenomenal. I used this tent for a total of 6 days out in the field, and temperatures definitely got to about 0 degrees at one point. Usually it was around 20 to 10 degrees, so it was pretty cold. I would definitely use it all 4 seasons. I didn't have any issues with it. Didn't have any issues with wind. Like I said, it kept me nice and warm. Also, I had great gear to pair with the tent. I was just really happy with the tent. Can't say enough good things about it. It's pretty lightweight for a 3+ season tent. One thing I really liked about this tent was it had a double intersecting pole design with a horizontal roof truss to give it more support. And it just really helps the tent just stay more stable under heavy wind and weather conditions. Like I said, I had a ton of wind a couple of the days, and I didn't even feel anything coming up through the rainfly or have any issues with a wind chill. So that was really nice. As mentioned before, the tent does have carbon fiber tent poles. So it has 3 total tent poles. 2 are the main double intersecting tent poles, and the other one is the truss. It's a lot smaller. They are color coordinated as well, so it is really easy to put the tent together, and I really like that. It is a sleeve style tent, which is a little bit more of a pain to put up. I like the clip style tents, but I think the sleeve style just gives it a little bit more rigidity. But you definitely want to be careful when putting the tent poles through, because you don't want to rip the fabric or anything like that. Fabric on the tent is super sturdy. I didn't see any issues with it. Another feature that I really liked about this tent was that the rainfly was integrated into the actual tent system. So you could take the rainfly off, but as it comes, the rainfly is already connected through clips. So it's actually the rainfly clips in, and you can put the whole tent up with the rainfly, and you don't need to hassle with putting that up separately. And if you do want the rainfly off, you can unclip it. And if you also want to buy the tent footprint, you can actually take the rainfly off and just use the rainfly and the tent footprint to save a little bit more weight, maybe in the summer months or something like that. But for me personally, I really like the tent mesh body. I like the extra protection from insects and stuff like that. Another thing that I liked about this tent was the 2 large vestibules on each side. I was able to keep my boots and other gear that I didn't want inside the tent, outside of the tent, and still have it protected. And I also kept my rifle on one side and was able to keep that out of the weather, especially in those cold conditions where you get things like frost. The tent also has dual-sided access, which I really enjoyed. I didn't use it too much, but when I did need to use it, especially in the morning, when I had like my rifle on one side, I would just go out the other side, and that really helped too. I like the dual-sided access, and it also makes it nice if you're camping with another person. You have that option for both people to exit, and no one has to crawl over the other person, so that's really nice. As you saw before, on either side of the tent, you also have dual vents that have little carbon fiber stays that pop out if you need extra ventilation. As far as airflow,
Airflow was very good. I didn't have any condensation on the inside of the tent. There was condensation on the outside, obviously, from frost, but on the inside, no condensation issues. I was really happy with that. And another cool feature about this tent is that, you know, it has a rainfly. It's not a double wall insulated tent, but I never felt at any time, even with high winds, I never felt any wind, and I stayed really warm. So like I said, that was an awesome feature about this tent, and I liked that it was light and packable. It doesn't have a stove or anything like that. I did check. There's no compatible stove with this tent, but honestly, I don't really get into the stove hype. Yeah, it's a nice extra feature for drying out your gear. If you want to pack stoves, those are awesome. Like I said, not really going to keep you warm throughout the night, but it is a great option for drying out gear. So definitely we'll do some reviews on those stove tents as well later. And as I was mentioning earlier in the video, if you take out the poles, you can see that you can really pack down this tent to a nice size, and it fit straight down in my K4. So I was really able to pack my bag really tight. And I just put these poles on the outside of the K4 in the side pleated pockets. And these poles are the Easton Advanced carbon fiber poles, so they're pretty lightweight. I can't remember if I mentioned how many stake poles there are, but it does come with 10. And I think I might have said 8 earlier, but there's definitely 10 stake poles. Overall, I had a great experience with this tent. I really enjoyed it out in the field. I'm definitely going to be using this tent a lot more. So that's a wrap. Thanks for watching my video. I'll put a link to any of the gear that I went over in the description below, so check that out. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, once again, this is Chris with Ignited by Nature. Stay tuned for the next videos. They should be coming out soon. And once again, like and subscribe. Until next time, guys and gals, I'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, should have another gear video coming out shortly. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I got enough footage for this.